Good afternoon. This is Denny Johnson, Senior Director of Brotherhood Engagement and Outreach for the General Headquarters of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. We're here live in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. at the 52nd Annual ALC, better known as the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm standing here with Honorable Christopher V. Ray, who is the President of Barbara Scotia College in North Carolina, as well as the International President for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
So good to see you. It's always good to see you, and not viewed. Not views. First of all, let me congratulate you again for your accomplishment and what you've been able to accomplish in such a short time. I overheard during the panel discussion, in 7 months, you've been able to 7 weeks to do the unthinkable that had been going on for 14 years. So kudos to you, and I know there's many more things that are on the horizon. But having said that, Mr. President, twice over, I want to ask you, in the fact we're here and with the movers and shakers coming together, the focus these days and times is always centered around the D9.
Sure.
And as the International President for Phi Beta Sigma, what do you feel is the most critical advocacy issue facing D9 organizations, and how will you look to address it?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity. Proud to be the International President of Phi Beta Sigma. Proud to be the President of Barbara Scotia College, which I want to make sure I shout out and say that our 7th President of Barbara Scotia College was Lionel Newsom, who I understand was the 22nd General President of Alpha Phi Alpha.
And he knows his Alpha history as a Phi Beta Sigma man. That is exactly right.
Well, you know, when you're the president, you always know your history.
Right.
You always know your history. But when you talk about, there's so many issues that are, it's hard to rank them. It just really is. But what I would say is that when it comes to economics is tied into every other disparity that impacts us, right? And so I would say that why we come to these spaces is to figure out how do we continue to get access to the dollar so that I can take care of my family, so that I can lay something for the next generation.
Yes.
And what has happened in this country is that there has been individuals who have put barriers in place so that I economically cannot get over.
Right.
And so that keeps me at a status that I don't get to be my very best.
Okay.
And so I would always say that whenever there are barriers because of inequity, barriers where they create ways of me not being able to capture that dollar, for me to participate in an economy that I need to participate in to take care of my family, take care of myself, that's a problem. And that's a problem that we have to continuously address to get access for our people.
It just goes to show that we have much work to do, although we have accomplished quite a bit as D9 organizations. And while there's constant communication of erasing, if you will, D9 organizations, our purposes, our objectives, our mission statements, and everything in between are just as relevant today as it was during the respective foundings, including you all back in January of 1914.
That's correct. That's correct. I mean, no one could ever say that the contributions of the Divine Nine hasn't had a true impact on the fabric, not only on America, but the world. You know, when you think about our chapters that are located in various countries throughout the Caribbean, you think about the service that we're doing. We're helping somebody. We're helping, we're being able to create opportunities for a man to be able to provide for his family because there may have been a storm that came through, and we have the opportunity to help them rebuild. So there are so many examples that I know that we can point to, and so that's why I'm always disappointed when people minimize us to just stepping and just partying. When at the end of the day, not only is the core of what we are or who we are as service, it is truly the fabric of who our organizations are, right? And so that's our lifeline. You don't move we don't move if we're not doing service. Because everything else, you're just truly a social club.
Exactly.
And we are more than a social club. We are.
We derived from that, from our humble beginnings. That's why we're where we are today. Well, listen, I know your time is very precious and all, and I do want to thank you for taking this opportunity and being with us and sharing your perspective on behalf of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Want to wish you well. And on a personal note, as you have upcoming nuptials, as a personal friend of yours, I want to say congratulations, even from that vantage point. Much prayers and best wishes to you and your bride-to-be. And we look forward to hear more about your accomplishments as a president of Barber Scotia, as well as the international president of Phi Beta Sigma.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Appreciate you, my brother.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you.
And there you have it, folks. Live and direct from CBC 23. This is Denny Johnson signing out.